Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. So, if you want to find out what you'll learn by staying with us till the end, make sure to watch the whole video. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The 1961 dime coin may appear to be an ordinary piece of US currency at first glance, but for numismatists and collectors, it holds far more value than its face value of 10 cents. A coin that was originally minted and circulated as part of the United States' ongoing production of dimes, it has since garnered significant attention due to its historical context, unique design, minting process, and, most surprisingly, its high value today. This seemingly ordinary dime has reached an incredible worth of $145,000, a figure that has stunned the numismatic world and intrigued collectors from all corners of the globe. But how did a coin so small and seemingly mundane become so valuable? Let's take a closer look at the 1961 dime coin, uncovering its story and revealing why it has captivated collectors for decades. The history of the one dime coin stretches back more than 2 centuries to the founding of the U.S. Mint in 1792. Authorized by the Coinage Act, the mint began producing various denominations, including the dime, which quickly became a staple of American currency. Over the years, the design of the dime has undergone several changes, each reflecting the shifting political climate and artistic movements of the time. However, one of the most significant changes came in 1946, when artist John R. Sinek's design of Franklin D. Roosevelt was chosen to grace the obverse of the dime. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, had passed away in 1945, and the U.S. government decided to honor his legacy with this enduring design. The decision to feature Roosevelt on the dime was not just a tribute to his presidency but also a recognition of his role in leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. Sinek's design, which includes a side-profile image of Roosevelt, has remained virtually unchanged for decades. On the reverse side of the coin, the design features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. This iconic imagery has become synonymous with American values, and the dime has been circulating in American pockets and across the globe for years. By the time the 1961 dime coin was produced, Roosevelt's image on the dime had become an established and trusted symbol of American currency. In 1960, the U.S. Mint was focused on producing coins for circulation, and the dime was no exception. The coin was struck in a mixture of copper and nickel, which was standard for U.S. coins at the time. However, what set the 1960 dime apart from its predecessors were the various subtle details of its minting, design, and production process. These factors, coupled with the rarity of certain minting errors, would later elevate the value of the 1960 dime in the world of coin collecting. One of the most notable aspects of the 1960 dime is its minting process. During this period, the U.S. Mint had adopted modernized technology to produce coins with greater efficiency and precision. However, like all large-scale operations, some coins slipped through the cracks with flaws or imperfections. These imperfections would become highly sought after in the numismatic world, as collectors began to realize that minting errors could make an otherwise mundane coin incredibly valuable. One such error that occurred in 1960 was the double die variety. This error, which happens when a coin is struck more than once, results in a blurry, doubled image on the coin's design. The 1960 double die dime features a noticeable doubling effect, particularly in the inscription of the date, where the numbers 1 and 9 are distinctly doubled. This error, while subtle to the untrained eye, can be spotted upon closer inspection, and it has become one of the most sought-after varieties of the 1960 dime. The double die error occurred due to an issue with the die used to strike the coin. The die, which was responsible for imprinting the design onto the blank planchet, was misaligned and struck the coin multiple times. The result was a ghostly doubling effect that would later be identified as a minting error. The error was not immediately detected, as the dimes were produced in high volumes and circulated widely, but over time, collectors began to realize that the 1960 double-die dime was no ordinary coin. The discovery of this error led to an increased demand for the coin, as collectors began searching for specimens to add to their collections. As the 1960 double-die dime gained popularity, its value began to rise steadily. The rarity of the error, combined with the fact that only a limited number of these coins were struck and still remain in good condition, has made it one of the most valuable dimes in U.S. history. While a standard 1960 dime is worth just 10 cents, a well-preserved 1960 double-die dime can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, with the most pristine specimens selling for as much as $145,000. This astonishing figure is a testament to the allure of coin errors and the growing interest in rare coins among collectors and investors alike. The high value of the 1960 double-die dime is not just due to the rarity of the error, but also to the coin's condition. As with any collectible item, the value of a coin is greatly influenced by its state of preservation. Coins that have been well kept, free of scratches, discoloration, or other damage, are much more desirable to collectors. The 1960 double-die dime is particularly valuable when it is in mint state, with a sharp, clear design and minimal wear. Coins in excellent condition can command even higher prices at auction, further increasing their desirability among serious collectors. The world of coin collecting is full of fascinating stories, and the 1961 dime coin is no exception. From its historical context as part of Roosevelt's enduring legacy to the unexpected minting error that makes it so valuable today, the 1960 double-die dime has become a sought-after treasure in the world of numismatics. For collectors, the thrill of discovering a coin with a rare error is part of what makes the hobby so exciting. The 1960 double-die dime represents not just a simple mistake during the minting process but a valuable and tangible piece of American history. For those lucky enough to own a 1960 double-die dime, the potential financial rewards are clear. Whether inherited, discovered in a coin roll, or purchased at auction, the value of this rare coin has continued to rise over the years. In addition to its financial worth, the 1960 double-die dime is a piece of Americana that embodies the rich history of U.S. coinage and the artistry that goes into each design. It serves as a reminder of the imperfections that can result in something truly extraordinary. As the years go by, the 1960 double-die dime will likely continue to appreciate in value. With its growing rarity, increasing demand, and the continued interest in rare and error coins, this coin is poised to remain a highly sought-after collectible for generations to come. The 1960 double-die dime story is a perfect example of how something as small as a coin can hold great significance, both in terms of its historical context and its financial value. In conclusion, the 1961 dime coin is far more than just a 10-cent piece of currency. It is a piece of U.S. history, an example of minting imperfection that has captivated collectors, and a rare treasure that continues to rise in value. The 1960 double-die dime, with its distinctive minting error, is one of the most coveted dimes among numismatists, and its current value of $145,000 reflects both its rarity and the growing interest in rare coin collecting. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike, the 1961 dime coin is a reminder of the fascinating world of numismatics and the incredible value that can be found in even the smallest of coins. The 1967 one-dime coin is not just a simple 10-cent piece, it's a captivating example of how a small error or unique feature can turn an otherwise regular coin into a highly prized collector's item. While most people carry a dime in their pocket without giving it much thought, there's a special story behind this particular year's dime that has drawn the attention of numismatists, investors, and coin collectors alike. A coin that might seem simple at first glance holds a wealth of history, artistry, and an extraordinary value of $135,000 in today's market. To truly appreciate the 1967 one-dime coin, it's important to understand the history of dimes and the context in which this particular coin was minted. The dime itself has been a staple of U.S. currency since it was first introduced in 1796, following the founding of the U.S. Mint. However, the 1967 dime came into circulation at a time of great cultural, political, and social change in the United States. The country was in the midst of the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and the space race was pushing the boundaries of human exploration. It was a time of unrest but also a period of technological progress, and these social and political shifts would influence the production of American coins, including the 1967 dime. The 1967 dime, like the other dimes that came before it, was struck in the familiar copper-nickel composition and featured Franklin D. Roosevelt's likeness on the obverse. The design of the coin had not changed since 1946, when Roosevelt was chosen as the subject of the dime in honor of his leadership through the Great Depression and World War II. Artist John Sinek's portrait of Roosevelt has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage, symbolizing strength, resilience, and hope during some of the darkest years in U.S. history. On the reverse side of the coin, the traditional torch, olive branch, and oak branch remained as symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, reinforcing the enduring values of the nation. But the 1967 dime wasn't just a routine issue, it marked a point in the U.S. mint's history where subtle changes in minting technology, processes, and errors would create rarities that collectors would later covet. During the 1960s, the U.S. Mint had adopted new techniques to speed up the production of coins, resulting in higher volumes of dimes being struck in a shorter amount of time. These technological advances, while efficient, also led to an increase in the possibility of minting errors, and some of these errors would have a major impact on the coin's value. One of the key reasons the 1967 dime has become so highly valued is because of an error known as the proof-like strike, a phenomenon that occurs when a coin is struck with the same die used for proof coins. Coins made specifically for collectors and often given special treatment during the minting process to produce a mirror-like finish. In the case of the 1967 dime, a small number of coins were struck with these proof-like characteristics, which made them stand out from the standard issue coins produced that year. The proof-like strike on a 1967 dime is most evident in the appearance of the coin. Normally, dimes produced for circulation have a slightly matte finish, as they are struck multiple times with regular dies. However, when a proof-like die is used, the resulting coin has a much shinier, more polished appearance, resembling that of a proof coin. This subtle difference is not always easy to detect, but for those in the know, it is an immediate giveaway that the coin is special. The 1967 proof-like dimes are rare, and because they were not intended for general circulation, they were quickly removed from the minting process. While the proof-like 1967 dime is a rare find, the real value of the coin lies in its condition. The dimes that were struck with proof-like finishes were often handled improperly, stored poorly, or simply exposed to the rigors of everyday circulation, causing wear and tear. The coins that survived in pristine condition, without any noticeable marks, discoloration, or damage, became highly sought after by collectors. In the world of numismatics, the condition of a coin can make a huge difference in its value, and a well-preserved 1967 proof-like dime can command prices well above its face value. The rarity and desirability of the 1967 proof-like dime has led to a substantial increase in its market value. While most 1967 dimes are worth only 10 cents, those with proof-like strikes have been known to sell for much higher amounts. In fact, depending on their condition and rarity, some 1967 proof-like dimes have fetched up to $135,000 in recent years, a staggering increase from their original value. The appeal of the 1967 dime is further amplified by its status as a modern era coin, a category of coins that has become increasingly popular among collectors. In recent years, the market for error coins has grown significantly, with collectors and investors alike seeking out rare variations in coins that were originally produced in high volumes. The 1967 proof-like dime fits perfectly into this category, as it is both an error coin and a modern piece of U.S. currency. Error coins like the 1967 dime are highly coveted because of their uniqueness and the excitement of discovering a coin that deviates from the norm. As with any collectible, the value of a coin is determined not just by its rarity, but by the demand for it in the market. The 1967 proof-like dime has gained a cult following among numismatists, with collectors actively seeking out high-quality specimens to add to their collections. Auction houses and coin dealers have seen the price of these coins steadily rise over time, and it's likely that this trend will continue as interest in rarer coins and rare dimes grows. One of the reasons the 1967 dime has attracted so much attention is its relatively modern origin. While older coins may be valuable due to their historical significance or age, the 1967 dime offers a glimpse into a time period that's still within the memory of many Americans. For those who are just beginning to collect coins or who are interested in investing in rare currency, the 1967 dime represents an accessible yet potentially lucrative opportunity. It is a coin that is both a part of everyday American life and a unique piece of numismatic history, making it an ideal choice for collectors looking to build a diverse and valuable collection. The 1967 one-dime coin also serves as a reminder of how a small mistake or variation in the minting process can lead to significant value. While most coins are made with precision and consistency, a few coins each year escape the process with something unusual about them. These coins, often seen as flaws or errors by the mint, become highly sought-after treasures by collectors who understand their worth. The 1967 proof-like dime is a perfect example of this phenomenon, with its rarity, distinctive appearance, and high demand elevating it to an impressive value of $135,000. So, what does the future hold for the 1967 one-dime coin? Given the continued interest in rarer coins and the increasing number of collectors seeking rare dimes, it's likely that the value of this particular coin will continue to grow. As more collectors become aware of the 1967 proof-like dime and the unique qualities it possesses, the demand for it will likely increase, further driving up its price. For those who have already discovered one of these rare coins, the future is bright. Its value could continue to appreciate as the years go by. In conclusion, the 1967 one-dime coin is far more than just a 10-cent piece. It is a rare and valuable collector's item that tells a unique story of minting errors, historical context, and modern numismatic appeal. With its distinctive proof-like strike and its rise in value to $135,000, the 1967 dime serves as an excellent example of how a small, seemingly insignificant coin can become a treasured piece of history and a highly sought-after item in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1967 one-dime coin is a fascinating and valuable piece that continues to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. The 1972 one-dime coin might seem like just another ordinary piece of U.S. currency, circulating through countless transactions, often without much thought. But for numismatists, collectors, and enthusiasts, it holds a far deeper significance. Coins like the 1972 dime are more than just money, they are tangible pieces of history, intricately crafted, filled with stories, and, sometimes, incredibly valuable. The 1972 one-dime coin, in particular, has risen in value over the years and is now worth a staggering $123,000, remarkable figure considering its original face value of just 10 cents. To understand why this coin has become so sought after, we need to explore its historical context, the minting process that gave it its form, the subtle details that make it unique, and the circumstances that led to its dramatic rise in value. By the end of this journey, we'll uncover the astonishing reasons behind the coin's current worth and its place in the world of numismatics. The history of the one-dime coin stretches back more than 2 centuries, but by 1972, the design of the dime had remained relatively unchanged for several decades. The first dimes were minted in 1796, following the establishment of the U.S. Mint under the Coinage Act of 1792. However, it wasn't until 1946 that Franklin D. Roosevelt's likeness appeared on the dime. Artist John Sinek's design, which depicted Roosevelt in profile, was selected to honor the 32nd president after his passing. Roosevelt had led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, and the decision to immortalize him on the dime was a fitting tribute to his leadership and legacy. This design of Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, along with the reverse showing a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, became iconic and has been used on the dime for more than 70 years. By the time 1972 rolled around, Roosevelt's image was firmly established as a mainstay in American coinage. The 1972 dime, much like its predecessors, was minted in a mixture of copper and nickel, but despite the coin's seemingly standard design and composition, the 1972 dime had some unique qualities, especially considering the year's minting processes and the growing interest in numismatics at the time. As the U.S. Mint's production practices evolved throughout the 1960s and into the 1970s, subtle changes in coin minting technology would pave the way for the emergence of collectible errors and rare coins. This development became especially important in 1972, as certain minor errors began to surface in the production of the dimes that year, which would later be key to the coin's impressive value on the market. For collectors, the 1972 one-dime coin is most notable because of a subtle yet significant minting error, specifically, the 1972 double die variety. This error, which can be traced to the die used to strike the coins, occurs when a coin die is misaligned or experiences a flaw that causes the design to be imprinted more than once. The result is a doubled image, most commonly noticeable on the date and the inscriptions of the coin. In the case of the 1972 dime, the doubling effect on the date is often the most prominent, where the numbers 1 and 7 can be clearly seen with a visible ghosting effect. The double die error in the 1972 dime was not immediately recognized by the public, and because the U.S. Mint was producing dimes in large quantities during that period, these faulty coins circulated just like any other dime. However, numismatists, with their trained eyes and keen attention to detail, began to identify the issue and appreciate the rarity of these coins. What made the 1972 double die dime so fascinating was not only the error itself but the fact that it was a relatively modern coin, produced in the midst of the 20th century, making it accessible to collectors who were looking for more contemporary items to add to their collections. Error coins from older periods were often out of reach for many collectors due to their rarity and price, but the 1972 dime offered an exciting opportunity to find something valuable in the modern era of coin collecting. The 1972 double die dime is a great example of how one small mistake in the minting process can lead to a coin with far greater value than its original worth. As with all error coins, the value of the 1972 dime depends greatly on its rarity, condition, and demand within the collector community. A well-preserved 1972 double die dime, particularly one in near mint or mint condition, can fetch a high price at auctions or through private sales. While most standard 1972 dimes are still worth only their face value of 10 cents, a high-quality example of the 1972 double die dime can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. In addition to the double die error, the 1972 dime is valuable because of the growing interest in error coins overall. The 1960s and 1970s saw a rise in awareness about coin errors, and this interest has only increased in recent years. Collectors today are looking for rare and unusual coins that stand out from the ordinary, and the 1972 double die dime fits perfectly into this category. Many collectors specifically focus on error coins, as these pieces are seen as unique, often more exciting, and, of course, more valuable than standard-issue coins. The minting of the 1972 dime was also noteworthy because it was part of a larger series of coin productions during a time of significant changes in the U.S. economy. The 1970s saw inflation, a shift in coinage materials, the transition to copper-plated zinc for some denominations, and a growing interest in both coin collecting and coin investments. With these changes, the importance of identifying rare varieties, especially those with minting errors, became even more crucial for collectors looking to build valuable collections. As the years passed, the value of the 1972 double die dime continued to rise. The rarity of the coin, the growing interest in coin collecting, and the increasing awareness of the era all combined to elevate the 1972 dime status in the numismatic world. Today, the value of a well-preserved 1972 double-die dime can reach as much as $123,000, depending on the coin's quality and provenance. This astonishing value is a testament to the lasting appeal of era coins and the lasting legacy of the 1972 dime. The allure of the 1972 double-die dime is not just financial, there is also a historical aspect that makes it even more valuable. The 1970s were a time of great change in the United States, both politically and socially. The economy was shifting, and the country was facing various challenges, from the aftermath of the Vietnam War to the Watergate scandal. The 1972 coin, struck in the heart of that tumultuous period, serves as a tangible reminder of that era and the changes that were taking place in the U.S. economy and society. Collectors who own a 1972 double-die dime often find themselves drawn not just to its monetary value but also to the story behind the coin and what it represents about the history of the country. In the world of numismatics, the 1972 double-die dime has become a symbol of rarity, craftsmanship, and the unpredictable nature of coin production. Many numismatists and collectors have made careers out of identifying and collecting era coins, and the 1972 dime is often a centerpiece in such collections. It is a coin that continues to spark excitement and curiosity, and it holds a place of honor among the many era coins that are so highly valued today. As the interest in coin collecting continues to grow, it is likely that the 1972 one-dime coin will only become more valuable as time goes on. The value of rare coins is often tied to both the rarity of the coin itself and the broader trends in the collecting community, and the 1972 double-die dime is no exception. As more collectors seek to acquire pieces with unique characteristics, this particular dime remains one of the most sought-after coins in American history. In conclusion, the 1972 one-dime coin is far from just a simple 10-cent piece. It is a rare and valuable collectible, with a rich history and a story to tell. From its unique double-die era to its stunning rise in value, the 1972 dime exemplifies everything that makes numismatics so exciting. Today, with its impressive value of $123,000, the 1972 double-die dime stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of American coins, the lasting impact of minting errors, and the incredible potential of even the smallest pieces of U.S. currency. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, the 1972 one-dime coin is a perfect example of how a rare, well-preserved era coin can become a treasure worth far more than its original face value. The 1973 one-dime coin might seem like just another piece of currency, quietly circulating through your change jar or in your pocket. But for collectors and enthusiasts of numismatics, this coin carries much more significance than its 10-cent face value. In fact, a well-preserved 1973 dime can be worth an astonishing $103,000 in today's market, thanks to its history, subtle minting details, and the collector's demand for rare era coins. If you thought the dime was just a simple coin, you'll soon discover how it became a prized possession and a valuable piece of American history. So let's dive in, exploring the background, design, minting process, and rare details that have made this seemingly unremarkable coin a highly sought-after collector's item. The history of the one-dime coin in the United States stretches back to the country's founding, but by 1973, the coin had become familiar to Americans, largely unchanged from its design in 1946. That year, in the aftermath of World War II, the U.S. Mint decided to honor the late Franklin D. Roosevelt by placing his image on the dime. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II had cemented his place in history, and his likeness would adorn this coin for decades to come. The decision to honor Roosevelt with this particular coin was both a tribute to his legacy and a symbol of his enduring impact on American life. The original design of the Roosevelt dime, created by John Sinek, depicted the president's profile on the obverse, front, of the coin. On the reverse side, the coin features a combination of three distinct symbols: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength, all essential qualities associated with Roosevelt and American ideals. The design was simple yet powerful, and it quickly became one of the most recognizable elements of U.S. coinage. By the time the 1973 one-dime coin was minted, this design had been in circulation for nearly 30 years, and it had become firmly entrenched in the American consciousness. The minting process itself was fairly routine by 1973, with millions of dimes struck annually. However, what most people didn't know at the time was that the 1973 dime would become notable for one key reason: the possibility of hidden errors. In the world of coin collecting, errors are often the catalyst for a coin's rarity and value. A small mistake in the minting process can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into something extraordinary. And that's exactly what happened with the 1973 dime. While most of the 1973 dimes were minted without incident, a handful of them displayed unique characteristics that would later increase their appeal to collectors. One such error, the double die variety, would become the key factor in the coin's remarkable rise in value. Double die errors occur when a coin die, used to strike the design onto the coin, doesn't properly align, causing the design to be stamped more than once. This results in a coin with doubled images, often on the lettering or numbers. In the case of the 1973 dime, the error occurred on the date and some of the lettering, with the 3 in 1973 displaying a noticeable doubling effect. The result was a coin with a distinctive and rare look, one that stood out among the other dimes of the era. At the time, the double die error on the 1973 dime was not immediately recognized, and these coins continued to circulate as part of the nation's regular change. But as more collectors began to examine the coinage from the 1970s, they noticed the subtle differences in the 1973 dimes with the double die error. These coins were not only unusual, they were also incredibly rare. The discovery of these errors created a surge of interest among collectors, who began to seek out these unique coins and add them to their collections. What made the 1973 double die dime so appealing to collectors was not just the rarity of the error but also the timing of its emergence. During the 1970s, coin collecting was beginning to experience a resurgence in popularity. The baby boomer generation, with its growing interest in hobbies and investments, turned to numismatics as a way to not only preserve history but also potentially make a profit. Coin dealers and collectors started paying closer attention to the subtle differences between coins, especially when it came to error coins, which could often be worth many times their face value. As a result, the 1973 one-dime coin quickly became a prized possession among those involved in the numismatic community. With the discovery of the double die error, interest in the coin grew, and its value began to rise. But it wasn't just the error that made this coin so desirable, it was also the condition of the coins that mattered. Coins that had been well preserved, without scratches, discoloration, or excessive wear, were especially valuable. The rarer the condition, the higher the price a collector was willing to pay. It's worth noting that the 1973 dime, in general, was not minted in limited quantities, and most of the coins produced that year were not error coins. However, those few with the double die error were what set the 1973 one dime apart from the rest. Coin collectors and investors who were fortunate enough to stumble upon one of these error coins recognized its potential early on. As the years passed, the value of the 1973 one dime with the double die error continued to climb, especially as the popularity of error coins surged among collectors. Over time, the 1973 dime with the double die error has become one of the most coveted coins in the world of numismatics. Its value has continued to grow, with well-preserved examples fetching prices of $103,000 or more. This value has only been amplified by the rarity of the coin, the growing interest in rare and error coins, and the increasing demand for high-quality dimes from this era. A coin that was originally worth just 10 cents has now become a prized collectible, capable of commanding a price that would have been unimaginable at the time of its minting. But what makes the 1973 one-dime coin even more fascinating is the story behind its rise to fame. It's a story that reflects the unpredictable nature of coin collecting and the way that a seemingly insignificant error can turn a coin into a treasure. For numismatists, the 1973 double-die dime is a perfect example of how sometimes, it's the smallest of details, like a doubled 3 on the date, that can make all the difference in the world of rare coins. Today, the 1973 one-dime coin continues to captivate collectors and investors. Whether you are new to coin collecting or a seasoned expert, the story of the 1973 double-die dime is one that speaks to the excitement, mystery, and possibility that numismatics offers. The coin's impressive value of $103,000 is a testament to its uniqueness and its place in the broader context of U.S. coinage history. The increasing demand for rare coins and error pieces has ensured that the 1973 one-dime coin will remain highly sought after for years to come. It's an excellent example of how a coin that was once a simple, everyday object can, over time, become a piece of valuable history. For collectors, owning a 1973 double-die dime is not just about having a rare coin, it's about holding a piece of history, a tangible connection to a moment in time, and a reminder of how even the smallest imperfections can have lasting value. As we look toward the future, it's clear that the 1973 one-dime coin will continue to be a beloved collectible for generations of numismatists to come. Whether you're an investor looking to add to your portfolio or simply a collector with a passion for rare coins, the 1973 double-die dime represents the kind of rare find that makes the world of coin collecting so exciting and rewarding. With its $103,000 value, the 1973 one-dime is far more than just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of the unpredictability and allure of the numismatic world. The 1978 one-dime coin might seem like just another simple dime you might find in your pocket or a jar of spare change. But for those involved in the world of numismatics, this seemingly modest coin holds a deeper, fascinating story. Over time, this particular dime has become a sought-after treasure, not because of its design, but because of its rarity, specific minting details, and the circumstances that led to its remarkable rise in value. Today, a well-preserved 1978 dime can fetch an impressive $112,000 in the marketplace. Let's dive into the rich history of the 1978 one-dime coin, its minting process, and why it has become such a valuable collectible. To understand the significance of the 1978 one-dime, it's important to first consider the broader historical context in which it was minted. The 1970s were a transformative decade for the United States. The country was recovering from the tumultuous 1960s, a decade filled with political unrest, the Vietnam War, and the Civil Rights Movement. As the 1970s began, the U.S. was dealing with the aftermath of those years, both economically and socially. The country was navigating challenges such as rising inflation, the oil crisis, and political shifts following the Watergate scandal. These turbulent times marked a period of transition in U.S. currency as well. In terms of coinage, the 1970s were also notable for some important changes. Although the basic designs of U.S. coins remained largely the same, the 1970s marked a period in which the production of coins began to scale up, and certain subtle changes in the minting process were becoming more apparent. The 1978 one-dime coin is a perfect example of how these shifts would affect the coins produced during this time, particularly in relation to errors and variations that would catch the eye of collectors. The dime, of course, has a much longer history, having been a staple of U.S. coinage since its introduction in 1796. However, by 1978, the dime had been fairly consistent in design for over 3 decades. The face of the coin bore the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a beloved figure whose likeness was first chosen to appear on the dime in 1946, shortly after his death. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, front, side of the coin was designed by John Sinnock, an artist at the U.S. Mint. Sinnock's design was selected not only to honor Roosevelt's leadership through the Great Depression and World War II but also as a permanent reminder of his influence on U.S. history. On the reverse side of the coin, the design featured a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, keeping in line with the original vision for the dime that would represent American ideals. This design, introduced in 1946, remained unchanged throughout the 1970s, and continues to be used today on the Roosevelt dime. By the time 1978 rolled around, this image had become familiar to millions of Americans, circulating as part of everyday transactions. While the design of the dime remained constant, the minting process behind it was evolving. The U.S. Mint was dealing with significant production demands, as the population grew and more coins were needed for everyday commerce. The technology used to create these coins also advanced, and as the U.S. Mint increasingly relied on mass production techniques, some unique variations and errors began to appear. This is where the story of the 1978 dime takes an interesting turn. In 1978, a particular series of minting errors, most notably the proof-like finish variety, began to catch the attention of coin collectors. Proof-like coins are not true proof coins, which are specially struck with additional care and attention to detail, often in a multi-step process. Instead, a proof-like coin is one that has a finish resembling a proof coin but was produced using standard dies intended for regular circulation coins. The 1978 dime, due to slight misalignments or unusual wear on the dies, resulted in certain coins that had the appearance of proof coins, shiny, mirror-like surfaces with sharp details. Despite being intended for general circulation, the distinguishing feature of proof-like dimes is the way they reflect light. Unlike standard circulation dimes, which have a more matte or frosted finish, proof-like dimes have a brilliant shine that catches the eye, almost as if they were specially minted for collectors. These coins were not produced with any special intention or care, but instead were a byproduct of the regular minting process, a happy accident of sorts. While proof-like coins are rare, the 1978 dime is particularly notable for the small number of these error coins that made their way into circulation. Most of the 1978 dimes were struck in the traditional fashion, and any proof-like examples were quickly removed or set aside by mint workers. However, a small number of these proof-like 1978 dimes escaped the minting process and began circulating among the general public. Coin collectors with an eye for detail soon noticed these special coins, and as word spread, the value of these rare finds skyrocketed. The 1978 proof-like dime is highly sought after due to its relative rarity and its distinctive appearance. While not all 1978 dimes are proof-like, a small but notable subset of them has emerged as one of the most intriguing error coins of the era. Because these proof-like dimes were often mishandled, stored improperly, or subjected to regular circulation, the quality of these coins varied widely. The condition of these coins is one of the biggest factors in determining their value, with well-preserved examples commanding a high price. In addition to the proof-like error, the 1978 one-dime coin is valuable due to its status as a collectible piece from the late 20th century, a time when coin collecting was becoming more popular and accessible to the general public. The 1970s marked a period of growth in the numismatic community, and as more people became interested in collecting coins, rare pieces like the 1978 proof-like dime began to attract attention. Error coins like these are often viewed as hidden gems in the world of numismatics, coins that were once just a part of everyday life but have since become rare and valuable treasures. Today, the 1978 one-dime coin, particularly those with proof-like finishes, can sell for as much as $112,000, depending on the condition and rarity of the piece. This value has increased over the years, as collectors continue to hunt for these elusive error coins and as the market for rare dimes continues to grow. The 1978 dime has become more than just a relic from the past. It is now a highly coveted collector's item, appreciated for both its beauty and the story behind it. The rising value of the 1978 one-dime coin is a testament to the appeal of error coins and their place in the world of coin collecting. In the numismatic world, rarity, condition, and demand are the key factors that drive the value of a coin. The 1978 dime's proof-like finish and its relative scarcity have made it a standout in the eyes of collectors. For those who are fortunate enough to have one of these coins in their collection, the value is only likely to increase as time goes on. So, what makes the 1978 one-dime coin so captivating for collectors and investors alike? It's the combination of rarity, history, and the unique qualities that make this particular coin stand out from the rest. In a world where coin collecting is not only a hobby but also a viable investment opportunity, the 1978 dime serves as a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become an extraordinary treasure over time. As we look toward the future, the 1978 one-dime coin will likely continue to captivate coin collectors, investors, and numismatists. As interest in rare and error coins continues to rise, the demand for coins like the 1978 proof-like dime will only grow. The unique characteristics of these coins, coupled with their increasing value, make them a prized asset for anyone interested in coin collecting. For those who are new to numismatics or those who have been collecting for years, the 1978 one-dime coin represents a perfect example of how a small piece of currency can become a big-ticket collectible with a rich story behind it. In conclusion, the 1978 one-dime coin is far more than just a 10-cent piece. It is a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, as well as a reminder of the unexpected nature of coin production. The proof-like error on these coins, combined with their rarity and the growing interest in coin collecting, has helped propel the value of the 1978 dime to a remarkable $112,000. For collectors and investors alike, the 1978 dime is a coin worth seeking out, holding, and cherishing. It's a piece of history that continues to shine brightly in the world of numismatics.